If you're losing on the silent or max Ascension, this video is for you. In this over-explained run, I'll be going through every decision such as pathing, shopping, card rewards, and more in great detail. Now let's get right into it. Alright, we are fighting the Soulfish in the underdogs. The Soulfish isn't too much of an issue, it doesn't hit you very hard. And on the silent, you can also discard the statuses the Soulfish put into your deck. So we're not gonna be pressured to solve the Soulfish immediately. Let's look at the Neo options. Neo's Fury, Transform 1, Silver Crucible. Neo's Fury got buffed, so now it pulls 2 cards from your discard pile instead of 2 random cards. You get to select them. It's a lot better. New Leaf, just very good value. Transforming 1 card is very powerful. You get to remove a very terrible card, a strike, out of your deck, and you add a random card. Random card on average is really strong. If you randomly transfer into some combo piece that you don't necessarily want to pick in the early game, if you transform into it, you can kind of build into that. And Silver Crucible, usually not a great option. You lose out on a relic and gold. The treasure chest also contains gold. That's a big consideration. The upgraded cards will save you some HP, like against early hallways. So if you're fighting like 5 hallways in a row, you can consider Silver Crucible. Sometimes you don't even want to pick the cards, right? So it's not that much value compared to transforming a card. Let's take a look at the map. So immediately I see this path. On the right side, it's 1, 2, 3 campfires, 3 elites. Very high value. We don't even need to fight the first elite. We can dodge if our deck is weak. So that's probably where we want to go. But we can take a look at the other options. The other options are, they're not great. The other 3 elite path is really dangerous. There's not that many campfires and no way to dodge. Going left, you just get no elites. But yeah, so going right is probably the best path. For the underdogs, specifically, you can kind of block the underdogs elites. In the overgrowth, the damage requirement is higher. But since we are the silent, we have weakness in the starter deck. You could sometimes just block the elites. So what do we want to do in Act 1 on the silent? So first of all, you want to secure some front low block to take less damage against the hallways, and block cards in the late game is going to be how you can survive against the end game bosses. After that, you want to secure enough damage to be able to kill the elites. And finally, you want to secure some sort of scaling to kill the boss. But early on, you don't need to be too worried because you have the entire act to find any sort of boss solution. And we're fighting the Soulfish. It's not exactly a super terrifying boss. But yeah, we can go transform 1 here. Transform into escape plan, it doesn't exactly solve any problems, but it's gonna just save some random HP here and there. It's not the best, not the worst. But yeah, so the first 3 hallway fights in Act 1 are gonna be easy hallway, so they come from a separate pool from the rest. It's a good idea to fight all 3 easy hallway before you first elite to see as many card rewards as possible without losing too much HP. So you kinda do want to go 1, 2, 3 fights. Alright, the Sea Punk. The Sea Punk will do 13 damage to you on turn 1, then 2 times Sword on turn 2, then it's gonna buff on turn 3. So on turn 4, it's gonna do 15. That's like the dangerous turn. Usually, you would take some chip damage against the Sea Punk, especially on other characters, but on the silent, since we got Survivor neutralized, we might not take too much damage. Look at this draw pile, we got no damage card left over, so we should probably play a strike over a defend to take 1. Alright, so next time we usually get neutralized, so hopefully we don't take too much here. We will be hit for 16 next turn. Now, is there a threshold if we play 1 strike? It goes to 19. We can never do 19 damage, no matter what we draw. So there's like no reason to play strike over defend here. But yeah, so the Sea Punk is probably the most dangerous easy hallway fight in Act 1. We didn't take that much damage, but on something like an Ironclad, you can take like 15 or 20 if you're a little unlucky. Alright, we got some cards. Tactician, we are not going to consider. Very strong card, but we don't have the draw to support it. We don't have acrobatics. And right now, our major concern is to just like get through Act 1. So there's like no reason to pick a Tactician here. Dash or Strangle, both are damage card. Dash also blocks. There's a consideration for Strangle because we have Escape Plan. So that plays better with a 0 cost. It also plays better with a draw pod. You can like Strangle into draw pod into playing your 0 cost. There's a bunch of reasons why you want to pick Strangle over Dash here. Dash is probably gonna save you more HP in like the immediate short term, but I think with the escape plan in the deck, I don't mind the Strangle. Strangle also not too bad against the Phantasmal Gardener because you hit them, they gain block, but the lose HP part, right, they go through the block, so you can kind of use Strangle to burst one down. Also, if you get like any shiv, Strangle gets better. I'm down to take Strangle over Dash here. I think with the other transform into escape plan, I would just take Dash, but with the transform into escape plan, we transform attack into defend. Our block density is already higher, so I want a more damage dealing card. We also got a potion from the first floor. So the way potion chance works is you start the act, so the resets every act. You start the act with 40% potion chance. If you drop a potion, it's going to be -10. So our potion chance now is 30. If we did not drop a potion here, so pretend we don't have a drop pod, it's going to be +10. So it's going to be 50% on the next combat. And if you don't drop a potion again, it's going to be 60, 70, and every time you drop a potion, it goes down by 10. All right, we are fighting the double toad pole. The dangerous turn on this fight is turn 3. They would hit you for 12 and 8. So 20 in total. If you're able to kill one before turn 3, this fight is not a big problem. We can escape plan first and see. So we're able to do 15 damage. So this guy will go to 11. 11 next turn, can we do 11 damage? Defend double attack, we'll always do 11 damage. Turn 2, the right guy will be buffing. So if you can kill left guy on turn 2, we will take 0. Yeah, turn 3, if you have not killed any of them, both of them will attack you, and it's going to be a bad time. So I don't want to play Strangle first. I don't want to take 2. Usually, we should be able to just get out without taking any damage, unless the escape plan misses. Most of the time, it will hit. Like, I got 5 defense here. And even if we hit neutralize, we survive or neutralize, this guy will hit you for 9. So we only take 3. Strangle immediately takes 2 damage. It goes to 16. It doesn't even kill. Okay. There's no reason to play Strangle first. But now we can go Strangle, block. Okay, we dropped another pot. So potion chance right now 20%. It's very unlikely to drop a potion in this hallway fight. Noxious Fumes. Alright, let's talk about the other cards first. Follow Through doesn't do anything. Do 7 damage. That's a strike. It does play with like shivs or retain, but we don't have any of that. Dagger Spray, good AoE, but compared to Noxious Fumes is just better. Noxious Fumes also immediately kills the boss. One of the strongest damage cards on the class. This event is interesting. We don't have a shop in the act, so gaining gold just says lose 6 HP, right? If you cannot spend the gold, it might as well be nothing. And relics are very, very good. In this deck, we do have escape plan, so if you escape plan into the curse, it's kind of sad. So it's a little bit less good than usual, but still. We will take the relic. Strike on me, not bad. We got 4 strikes. Alright, this event usually just heal 10. There's like no reason to lose HP here, especially since we want to farm triple elite in Act 1. Max HP doesn't matter. I mean, it matters a little bit on Ironclad. Sometimes you have to face tank as Ironclad. But on Silent especially, you can block so much that max HP just doesn't matter. We can just heal 10. Alright, we're fighting the 2 corpse slug. So the way this enemy works is you kill them, the other guy will get stunned, but get 5 strength. And let's, for example, say we kill this guy on turn 1. Then the right side guy will get 5 strength, and it's going to continue its pattern, so it's doing 3 times 2. It will do the same pattern, so it's gonna do 8 times 2. So you want to be careful on the timing of killing them, right? You don't want to kill a guy while the other guy is multi-attacking. So if you're not able to follow up with another kill immediately, you will get hit for 16 in the face. But thankfully, with the Strike Dummy, we can do a lot of damage on turn 1. We can kill the guy multi-attacking. So next turn, the Corpse Slug on the left side doesn't even do anything. Then we have 2 more turns to find the kill. So we can just kill the guy that's multi-hitting. And just do as much damage as possible on this turn. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. You could consider potioning here to save 6 HP. However, like I have said, our potion chance right now is like 20 or 30%. We are not very likely to refund the potion. So I will just take the damage. But yeah, no potion drop. Okay, 3 shift card. Pick your poison. With the Strangle, I'm interested in picking a card here over Skip. Leading Strike. But yeah, usually I would just pick Blade Dance. It's the highest quality card out of the 3. However, with the Strike on me, I'm just gonna go Leading Strike. So first upgrade, it's usually just gonna be Noxious Fumes or Neutralize. You could honestly consider Neutralize first. Because we got a Strike Dummy and the Strangle with the Shift stuff, our damage isn't like the immediate concern. So if you are able to save a bunch of HP in the Elite 5 then Neutralize, we can upgrade Noxious Fumes afterwards, right? Oh. So we can either remove the curse. In this spot, I will probably remove the curse over the strike, even though the curse is ethereal, since we got strike on me. So strikes are a little better than usual. Or we can just take 2 upgrades. 2 upgrades are very, very good value. It doesn't even matter what the upgrades hit. Any defense upgrade is good, any strike upgrade is good. And if it hits like these cards that we have added, it's even better. Yeah, defense straight upgrade, not bad. But yeah, we will fight the elite with full potions. So yeah, with Phantasmal Gardener, the Strangle will actually play. We are going to be able to go Strangle and play a bunch of cards, and the damage will go through the block. So we don't have any AoE besides Noxious Fumes, and Noxious Fume is kind of slow. We do want to kill one, burst one down immediately. So the way this fight works is that they have a set pattern. They're gonna cycle through the small hit, the big hit, the multi-hit, then finally buff. So after this guy buffs, it's gonna go small, big, multi. We want to kill the guy that buffs before it multis again, because it's gonna buff 4 plus 3 strength, so it's gonna be 4 times 3, that's 12. So usually if you're able to burst down the rightmost guy, you should do that, and we are able to do that with the Strangle. We will trade some HP here. 3 card play with a Strangle down is just too much value, so I will just do that. But yeah, so instead of trying to spread damage to like proc the thing, I would just go all in on the right guy to put it on 9 HP. The next turn, 1 strike will kill. Damn. So the next question is, do you want to play Noxious Fumes or do you want to play Strike? 12 damage Strike, that's just like way too much damage to miss. We know the leftmost guy is buffing. We want to kill the left side before it multi-hits us. And these 2 are gonna take some turns off after this. So we probably just strike the leftmost. Put it down to 19. And this turn we can play hand. We have 3 energy worth of cards. But yeah, so again, we want to focus down the left side. Next strike will kill because it's going to have 2 poison. So 9 plus 2 is going to be 11. So we can neutralize this to block 3. So we want to avoid taking damage from now. If you are able to kill 2 of them, you shouldn't really take damage after that. And we know 1 strike is going to kill the left side. So we want to reserve our energy to play strike on here. Then I need to block 10. If escape plan misses, I want to play double defense. So I don't want to play Strangle. I want to escape plan first. We do hit. So now we can Strangle, Strike, Defend to get more damage. So we want to Strangle the rightmost before it does the multi-hit, right? So Strangle, Defend, Strike. So if you're able to kill the right side, we are only taking 8. We do not need to play 2 energy worth of defense. We can just play 1. So that's instead. And there's no reason to take any more damage from this point. Also, we have lethal, right? Yeah, we can also just kill. Alright, oddly smooth though. Very, very good. We have a bunch of blocks and we have escape plan, so super strong relic. We can talk about this card reward after the potion. So Duplicator, do we want it over Drop Pod or Attack Pod? Drop Pod doesn't give you output in the very short term. And in the endgame, duplicating a power is probably like as much value as Drop Pod. And I want to keep Attack Potion just for like the elites, right? So I think I will exchange Drop Pod for Dupe Pod. Then we have Tactician, Poison Stab, Noxious Fumes. We can just go second Noxious Fumes, honestly. So we have frontal damage cover with like the Strike Dummy and the Strikes, the Strangle stuff. Then we have 2 Noxious Fumes for the end game. It also convincingly destroys the boss. With the oddly smooth stone, we can just pick a bunch of block cards and sit there with Noxious Fumes. And the other options are like kind of subpar here. That's alright. Better on silent because you draw more cards on turn 1. But yeah, there's no reason to rush here. I'm very confident we can just upgrade the fumes. Then we keep fighting elites. Alright, the Terror Eel. This should be pretty easy for us. We just stack up poison. So after you put it below 75 HP, you are gonna stun it. And if it recovers, it's gonna apply 99 vulnerable to you and hit you for a lot of damage. So either you want to stun, set it up to stun, then rush it down before it's able to attack. Or you want to make sure after you stun it, it doesn't have the vigor buff. So the big hit will be smaller. I'll show you what the vigor is after this turn. Well, we can just play hand right now. With the Noxious Fumes, you don't need to take damage. We can just sit here and block. It's empowered. The empower is a vigor buff. We will see it after this turn on the icon, on the status bar. But yeah, it has Vigor 6. If you stun with the Vigor 6, you better make sure you kill it before it gets a turn. Otherwise, the big hit is gonna be like 36, I think. So right now we can go Strangle, Neutralize, Fume, Survivor. We take some damage, so you could consider like Dupot the Survivor to block. I don't think I'm not worried. I think we can just save the potions. Yeah, only taking 9. So now we can just go in and split it. It does not have the Vigor buff. Also, we have got 7 poison deployed, and Fumes is gonna apply 5 more poison. With the Strike Dummy and all of this in the drop pile, I think we can just go all in now. Yeah, Noxious Fume is just a lot of damage. Then we can kill it before it hits. But yeah, so this 27 with the Vigor is gonna be like 36 because they're vulnerable, right? Rainbow Ring. Every time you play attack, skill, power, get a strength and dexterity. Very, very good relic. We have double Noxious Fumes, so we already have 2 powers. And here, it's a pretty clear backflip. We no longer need like mediocre damage card. We already have double Noxious Fume, Strike, Dummy, Strangle. And backflip plays with the oddly smooth stone with a Rainbow Ring. Here we can just upgrade the other Noxious Fumes. We just secure our late game damage immediately. And we can keep fighting. The Gremlin Merc, it's gonna take your money, and after you kill it, it's gonna split into a fat gremlin and a sneaky gremlin. You want to make sure either you are not weakened, so this guy can weaken you, right? You want to make sure you're not weakened when you kill it, so you can actually kill the fat gremlin, or your deck have enough damage that weakness doesn't matter. Losing gold is really bad. Yeah, turn 1 doesn't have much to do. We can go Rainbow Ring here. But you see on turn 2, it's gonna weak you. Sometimes we can miss lethal here. If I draw like 4 defend, no, we can always kill, Okay, cool. So Strangle, Fume, defend, yeah. Yeah, so we can always kill here with the Strike Plus. Okay, Piercing Wheel, Slice, Untouchable. We don't need Slice. We just don't need more damage cards. Untouchable is a very, very powerful card. However, we have 1 survivor and like a bunch of curse added. So over Piercing Wheel, probably not. Piercing Wheel, very powerful card. Just like solves every AoE fight, solves multi-hit enemies. And the next elite is the Colony. The next elite already have a multi-hit. So do we want to take 4 damage to max out? So this thing has 75 HP, right? And 15 hardened shell. So if you're able to max out 15 every single turn, you can actually kill it in 5 turns. However, the most dangerous turn on Skulking Colony comes on turn 4. It cycles through 4 different moves. It's going to hit you, then it's going to hit you and block, then it's going to hit you and gain strength. And finally, it's going to do a multi-hit. So multi-hit is the biggest attack. Since we are never able to kill it in 4 turns, trying to kill it in 5 turns doesn't matter too much. So I would rather just block full right now, especially with like the Rainbow Ring to stack dexterity. Alright, so we have Power Skill Attack. So again, we have Power Skill Attack. Then go Strangle, Fuma, Defend, Escape Plan. But I will play backflip over defend here to draw the neutralize immediately to use the strangle. And it's gonna be weakened next turn for the multi-hit. Yeah, 2 times 8 weakened. It's 22 when not weakened. This hit is like a big hit. But yeah, poison does not go through the damage cap, unlike Doom. Alright, that was not so bad. Happy Flower is okay. Alright, the third Noxious Shrooms is definitely pushing it. I mean, we do have Rainbow Rain, but like, against like the actual hallways, you probably don't want to draw like 3 Noxious Shrooms. Alright, we can look at these cards. Finisher, not that good. It's like okay with Leading Strike, but Strangle and Finisher, it's kind of like the same card. As I have mentioned, we don't really need more damage. Same goes for Corrosive Wave. We don't really need a card like Corrosive Wave. At this point, we just want to be able to block, and Noxious Shrooms doesn't block. I am fairly confident we can fight this without resting. So we can make an upgrade here. So probably we can just upgrade Strangle. Proc the Rainbow Ring. But yeah, the Soulfish, they just put a bunch of statuses in your deck and doesn't hit you for too hard. Not a very challenging boss. Especially on the silent, you can even discard the beckons, right? I mean, every character has some way to deal with statuses. You can like use Cleanse on Necrobinder, you can use that Exhaust card on the Ironclad, you can use like Begone on the Region. But yeah, you can deal with beckons in a variety of different ways. Yeah, with double Noxious Shrooms, it's like almost dead. I mean, the Strangle is even going a bit. Not the worst. Alright, very straightforward. Murder, Fan of Knives, Abrasive. Murder is a really slow scaling attack. We don't have that much card draw, and we have double Noxious Shrooms. So very unnecessary. Abrasive, usually very good, right? It gains the dexterity, so that's really good on the silent in general. We don't have that many ways to discard it. That's the main problem. We have one survivor and nothing else to discard. And finally, you got Fan of Knives. Now, usually Fan of Knives I'm not that big on with 3 energy. 2 energy for 4 shifts is a little expensive. However, it is front load AoE. We don't have front load AoE. We got double fumes, which are AoE technically, but they're kind of slow. It's also a power and an attack in a single card. So if we go Fan of Knives and a skill, we can proc Rainbow Ring. And it's okay, right? We got strength. So I will go Fan of Knives here, even though Abrasive is a much better card on average. Also, if you are able to discard Abrasive with like Survivor, you also just play 1 attack. You can proc Rainbow Ring that way. But I think I do value the front load AoE into Act 2. For the end game, I don't necessarily need this Abrasive scaling. We already have Rainbow Ring. Wow. Alright, so Runic Pyramid is by far the strongest option here, and Pandora's Box is also by far the second strongest option here. I'm not sure which one is stronger. In this deck, probably Pyramid, because we just play a bunch of powers to proc Rainbow Ring. Then the base defense are very good, right? To keep the run interesting, I'm just gonna take Sozu. Sozu is like pretty bad. Not able to gain potion is a pretty big downside. Duplication potion is a good end game potion, but attack potion, not that great. But yeah, just to keep the run more interesting, I would take Sozu. These 2 top options are much better. It's not close at all. If you see these, it's like a free win. If you're not winning with P-Box or Pyramid, you are doing something wrong. I would say say Sozu is pretty bad. Yeah, just looking through the ancients, Sozu is probably even worse than like the other ancients that's not named Dark. We have an additional curse in the deck, so if we break a turn, we don't have a bailout potion. But yeah, it takes Sozu, so the run is more interesting. You really want to just take P-Box or Pyramid there. So I immediately see the Sandworm. The Sandworm could be pretty terrifying, but we have double Noxious Fumes, so we should be able to play the status card placed in your deck by the Sandworm while just doing passive poison damage. So with the Sozu, you don't really want to go too aggressive. If your Act 2 goes wrong, you have to use a potion, then you don't have potion for Act 3. And we have a lot of money, so I'm immediately thinking we can go to the early shop. And if we have more money left over, we can go to a second shop. If not, we go here. That's a pretty good path. The other path could be something like this, right? You either fight the elite or you go to the campfire. With a P-Box or a pyramid, I would consider this path much more. We can just like get max elite in Act 2 without too much issues. With the Sozu, I don't really want to use a potion at all, so I will go to the slightly safer path. Also with the $300, the shop is really good, right? Alright, Fan of Knives. Very, very powerful against the exoskeletons. Are we able to trigger Rainbow Ring before that? Kind of. We go attack, skill, power. I don't want to kill this. I want to set up Happy Flower on 2. So I'm gonna leave it on 4 HP and turn. We get Deflect Phantom Blade, Untouchable. Phantom Blade with shivs might look pretty good on the surface, but it's a damage power that doesn't help me block, and I already have sufficient damage in the deck, so I don't actually want Phantom Blade. Now, Untouchable or Deflect, I don't have a consistent way to do this card, so I think I'll just go Deflect here. Deflect very good with Oddly Smoothstone and Rainbow Ring. It does help trigger Rainbow Ring, right? It's a 0-cost skill. Whenever you play a power, do 8 damage to all enemies. And have 3 powers, it's okay. Usually the best use case for this is for the triple centipede in Act 2 and the scrolls of biting in Act 3. We can also take the gold. We are going to a shop, so the gold could be good. Now the question is, are we gonna pick more powers? So Footwork is picked, Rolly Plans is picked, After Image is picked. So there are gonna be more powers we might consider picking up. And the relic is quite strong. Would I pay $75 for the relic? I would. But yeah, so I will go to the shop. I have not seen any indication where I want to just force the triple elite. Although there's like this path, go to like the ultra late shop. If you're somehow very, very strong after we go to these 2 floors, you can consider it. Yeah, we can proc Rainbow Ring here. It's first time, right? So you cannot trigger Rainbow Ring twice a turn. So we cannot trigger it with Noxious Fumes. I would want to avoid taking any damage. So I think I'll just play Piercing Whale here. Great turn. But yeah, we can go power, skill, attack. Unfortunately, I am 1 damage off. I will not potion here for 11 with the Sozu. But yeah, we want to set up Happy Flower on 2 again. Untouchable, Poison Stab, Anticipate. Untouchable, again, we don't really have this card to play it. Poison Stab, damage card. We really do not need more damage cards. Anticipate plus. I think minus I would not pick here, but it's upgraded. Again, a 0-cost skill to go with the Rainbow Ring. Also, if you draw into it with the Escape Plan, you actually get to block with the Escape Plan. I think we are able to block enough on turn 1 to kill the guy that's buffing, right? With the Anticipate. 18, 23, so yeah. Now the question is, do you neutralize another one here, or do you kill? Because if you draw any AoE, any power, this will actually just die, so I think I would neutralize something else. Alright, get found knives. So Happy Flower on 2 again. Alright, these 2 cards we don't need to consider. I know I got like Noxious Fumes, Outbreak, but the last thing we want to add to the stack is like a brick. And Outbreak is pretty much a brick. It's 1 energy 8, which is not good enough. Ricochet, similar story. We don't need more damage cards, and we don't have that much discard. I will take another Deflect. I just want to add more block cards to the stack. Right now I have a lot of curses, a lot of attacks. I want more block with the dexterity. So how are we feeling? I feel not bad. With Lost Wisp, the triple centipede is a lot weaker, and we don't really have an upgrade. So we can just rest here, right? So I think I'm actually down to take the more dangerous path here. We got 2 rests in the act, and considering the boss is pretty much already dead, we can even rest before the boss. Then we can just go to the late shop to spend the gold. Oh, a fake shop. And we can go strike on me, strike on me. But yeah, this anchor is usually worth it. 4 block on turn 1. And we do want to spend some money, right? We want to get stronger to fight these elites before going to the shop. How about Mango as well? Orichalcum probably doesn't really proc that often, and we have Anchor, so it doesn't even work on turn 1. Lee's Waffle is gonna be 7 HP. That's probably worth it. But yeah, I don't think I will buy Strike on me. Alright, this enemy should be pretty easy. Every time you hit it, you get energy back. So you can go Strangle first. Then we can just play as many cards as possible to strangle it. Pretty solid turn 1. But yeah, that turn 2 plays itself. And turn 3 also plays itself. Wow. Wow, every turn just plays itself. How convenient. This basically says you have a lack of card draw, right? You're just playing whatever you draw every turn. When you have a lack of card draw, either you want to just add draw, or you can add more... Just add more block cards. It doesn't matter if you can't draw, if you just draw block cards every turn, right? So that's another way to resolve the whole lack of draw situation. But yeah, these turns are just kind of playing themselves. Permafrost, really good. We do have a bunch of powers, so the first time you play a power, it blocks for 7. Anytime you're playing a power, you're like a little bit more vulnerable on that turn because you're spending energy on something that doesn't have an impact immediately. Then Permafrost helps you against that. Oh, dodge and roll. But yeah, like I have said, I have no draw in this deck. To solve that problem, you either add draw or you just add block. Then we can just add block. Dodge and roll upgrade is really good. Dodge and roll upgrade is really good. And I didn't take that much damage in the previous elite fight. So we'll upgrade instead of rest here. Sure. Whatever. That doesn't do much. Alright, the Centipede. Usually one of the most difficult fighting actually, but we have a lot of AoE in the stack. We got the Lost Wisp. We got the Phantom Knives. So I don't anticipate this being too much of an issue. We can do 15 here, we can just kill one, or we can spread damage, because next power we draw is gonna do 8 AoE, right? So we can weaken the guy that's buffing. Ah, we did not draw a power. It's fine though. So the only annoying thing is my Happy Flower is messed up, but we are going into a campfire, so the T-set covers. Ah, we got real anchor and fake anchor. Sick. Alright, we don't need damage cards. Don't feel like I want to add another deflect at this point. I think at this point we just want to add draw. We have added sufficient amount of block. Can probably just upgrade again. There's no reason to rush here. Can just like upgrade backflip. But yeah, these upgrades are not that good. So usually you can just upgrade the block card. Let's see what we draw. We drew no powers. So I don't want to hit it too much. I just want to let Noxious Fumes do the work while blocking. I don't want to shuffle in too many dazes. This draw pile looks kind of bad, right? So the last thing I want to do is to shuffle in more status cards into this draw pile. I might not even play Neutralize. Next time is doing 15. And if I draw a power, I already block 7 immediately. I get 20. Let's backflip first, see what we draw. Without a Strangle. We don't need to rush damage too much. We just need to get all the powers in play. And if we don't draw a power, we don't even play attack to proc Rainbow Ring, right? So backflip and see. Alright, so I will play Phantom Knives here. To get it out of the deck and to proc Rainbow Ring. Then we can play Neutralize. And defend. I'm just not gonna play the ships. If we redraw the ships, they will probably kill it. But yeah, that's right. Without enough card draw, you actually can get on, but we're very safe still in the act. So not a big issue. $15 HP plus a rest usually can do the job. And it dies too soon. Okay, that card's upgraded. We don't care. We want to add weakness to the deck. You see the problem against the Beehive Man is we don't have enough weakness, right? Lose Duplicator. Yeah, maybe not, huh? Maybe I don't want to lose my Duplication Potion and I can never get it back. So I think we just punch. And we can make Neutralize. Become larger. Holy, belt buckle with my Sozu. It's an actual consideration, right? You just have deck spot for the end game. I will buy Calculated Gamble first. That's the best thing here. It's also on sale. I have a lack of draw, then here's draw. I will also remove the curse. So do we want to buy belt buckle or not? It's probably pretty good. Okay, we do need to rest here. 9 HP into the boss, probably not. So this fight is actually really dangerous. It debuffs your energy and draw. You need to spend energy to play the status card. Also, you break your draws because you got a bunch of status cards. Thankfully, you have Noxious Fumes. So you can kind of just sit here and block while playing the status cards. Poison will kill it eventually. You see, we have a pretty bad problem of lacking card draw. Every turn, you cannot utilize your energy properly. So more card draw is definitely what the deck needs. So let's go attack, power, skill. We should probably just play every single frantic escape. The damage is kind of slow. And I'm relatively healthy. The last thing we want to happen to us is like dying to Sand Pit. So I will even play this. And if I break draw here, it's really bad. I mean, I can do pot defend if I really need to. I would like to not do that. Okay, we need to do pot defend. And next turn I do block a lot, so next turn is not a problem. Well, good thing we have a belt buckle, huh? I don't think Fan of Knives is lethal, and it's gonna be lethal the turn after. But the downside with Sozu is you don't have the bailout, so that's especially bad with a deck that has no draw. Yeah, we do get out here. Alright, tracking we don't need. Another card that doesn't block. Echoing Slash we also don't need. We have Lost Wisp. So do you want Burst? Bursting literally any skill is pretty good. It's also kind of a brick, but the upside is high enough. I will take Burst. Alright. Apotheosis, huh? We can also get rich. We get rich, we get to go to 2 shops. I think we can just go Apotheosis. Find an upgrade for it. We don't have that much gold. I don't think I'm super interested in fighting this early elite without the Apotheosis upgrade. But after we upgrade Apotheosis in the campfire, we can decide on either if we want like 2 elite or 1 elite, 2 elite, no shop, 2 elite, 1 shop. It's pretty flexible. But let's go Apotheosis. And let's start on here. Our 3 elites are actually pretty dangerous. So if you're not prepared, you will just randomly lose a bunch of HP. And we don't have potions to bail out, right? More reason to not take too many Act 3 elites. Yeah, these turns are just playing themselves because they got no draw. But the Apotheosis does help the output situation a lot. Now my cards are all upgraded. Wow. Entropic Brew. Hey, a block card. Yeah, if you cannot draw cards, just add more block. So we do want Happy Flop round 2. Let's not be too hasty. So Noxious Fumes, we will like kill them. I don't want to kill them yet. Because we got the relic, right? Yeah, like 3 plus, weakness, and block. Very good. But this fight can be pretty dangerous if your deck is bad and if you really rely on getting debuffs down with the artifact. But we have like a bunch of Noxious Fumes, so it's not too much of an issue. Usually you want to kill a Cubics construct first because the punch construct have block. Even though it has less HP, it does end up being like pretty similar HP. And these guys have like a very large attack on turn 4. So you do want to kill the Cubics constructs first. Yeah, I don't know if I get a choice here. Well, at least we draw Piercing Whale. But also, we are able to block them anyways. Maybe also kill them, right? Not quite. So without the Piercing Whale, we will take 7. And of course, with the Piercing Whale, we take 0. So again, we kind of just want to chill here, put Happy Flower on 2. Alright, these cards are not that interesting. We can just go next. In Act 3, you're just looking for a card draw. Yeah, if it doesn't draw a card for this deck, we don't really want it. I don't know what this enemy does. Honestly, it just hits you. Yeah, it kind of just hits you. So not a big issue. I know if you put it below half HP, it has like a 40 damage move. That can sometimes happen. But that's very rare. And this deck can block 40 anyways. Actually, it might hit us for 14 next turn. Our entire draw pile is block cards though. Yeah, this is the move that I'm talking about. Alright. Infinite Blaze, it's a power, we don't really need it. Deadly Poison, we also don't really need it. So I think we will just skip this. I don't have enough draw for the second copy of Anticipate. Why is every floor like scrolls? What's up with that? You probably want to kill one that's buffing, because after they buff, they hit you for a bunch of damage. Also, this is what I was talking about with the Lost Wisp. Scrolls are like a pretty good floor to use it on. Alright, we're gonna take some damage here. That's fine. I don't need your potion, I want to save the potion. So probably we like use the potion against the queen or so, then we have the belt buckle going in. And if we use the potion earlier, we at least have belt buckle. Alright, so Piercing Veil is a really good card. However, this deck is crying for card draw. Then we have Backflip that draws and blocks. Alright, upgrade the Apotheosis. Regal Pillow, probably not super relevant. After the Apotheosis upgrade, it doesn't really matter. We also don't need to rest. We got Regal Pillow, right? Just upgrade burst. Okay, so this decision really does not matter. You can like click a random option there and be fine. So we cannot buy potions in the shop, but we are able to buy card removes. And with the Regal Pillow, we don't need to go double fire, so I think I just go here, go to the shop. Ooh. Skill, obviously. Any card that blocks works very well with our deck. Hey, draw 3 cards. Oh, that's pretty good. That's actually a consideration. If you rest here and take the Mad Science, you can actually upgrade it, right? Because it upgrades to innate. And with the Happy Flower, innate draw 3 cards is really good. So that's like one thing you could consider. Alright, so for this fight, we want to kill the rightmost one first. We have Apotheosis. So this thing kind of destroys our entire boss relic. But there are gonna be times where you want to kill the first 2 first. But yeah, for this deck, definitely kill the rightmost one. I might be willing to attack potion here. We will see. Alright, do I want to attack potion? It deals 11 like immediately, blocks 11 immediately, and turns on Blood Buckle. Attack potion could be pretty good for the test subject, so I don't think I want to use it. I'll just tank this hit and Regal Pillow back up. But yeah, this thing also have like the big hit 40. You really want to kill this before it happens, but we do kill it. And now it should be fine. No, my attack potion. Alright. Prepared, upgraded. Okay, upgraded doesn't matter. We don't have that many reasons to take a prepared here. Don't have any discard synergy. On the other hand, we can go expose. Expose is basically just for the Gremlin Knob, right? The test subject. But also Mecha Knight. Mecha Knight has a bunch of artifact charges, so I don't actually mind the expose, even though we don't have that much physical damage. We cannot really buy any potions. We can just buy backup prop. Don't think I need Blade Dance. Alright, we don't fight the Mecha Knight. We do fight Scary Eyeball Dude. I think we got enough output in the deck to just full block every turn. Here we probably just play Leg Sweep. Make sure it's weakened. Alright, here we can proc Rainbow Ring with Dark Sweep, Famine Knives. I think I don't care about the Strangle. I just want to draw as many cards as possible to draw my block cards. The eyeball guy kind of just doesn't do anything. It just sits here and hits you. Although we're taking some damage here. Because, you know, I don't have card draw. For this deck, if I'm able to draw all cards every turn, I just won't take damage. But with the lockout card draw, Sometimes they don't draw block cards. Alright, let's wait a turn. Set a Happy Flower. Alright, none of these cards are super interesting. Cloak and Dagger could be considered. It's gonna be upgraded. And maybe I just need more block cards. It's also like attack and skill in one card. I'm gonna go Cloak and Dagger. I just need more blocks. Alright, the Queen. The Queen is actually really dangerous for us. The reason being is we don't have enough card draw. So the Queen makes your card be bound. You have like 3 cards that's bound and you have 2 cards in hand. Imagine you have like a bunch of block cards that's bound, you can't even spend all your energy on blocking. So for this deck, Queen is really bad. Let's see what we want to do. Let's keep Apotheosis and Mad Science. Discard the Rust. I don't care about Phantom Knives on turn 1 here. I want to draw my other better powers. So here you can even consider just doing a tap potion. So I can proc my belt buckle. I don't think I need to do it on turn 1, right? We can do it when we cannot proc Rainbow Ring, for example. So we don't necessarily need to play dodge and roll. Next time we got Horn Cleat, I'd rather just play leg sweep. Keep it weakened, right? Here I don't need to attack potion because I can Noxious Stream's Cloak and Dagger. So Piercing Wheel will full block right now. I really do not want to play Piercing Wheel. It's a really good redraw. Also good redraw against the Queen. So I think we just burst leg sweep here. I would take my... what is this? 3. So I have 0 card in the draw pile, right? So I have 25 cards in the discard pile. If I play backflip, this card gets shuffled into draw pile, then you draw 2 from the 25 cards. So you don't see this defense ever again. So maybe you want to put a defend back into the discard pile if you play backflip. I want to have 2 energy just in case you draw Phantom Knives. So you can go defend backflip. Okay, no Phantom Knives. Go Strangle Mad Science. So now we can consider stacking weakness on Queen. The test subject, the minions are already weakened for 5. Right here might be our calculated gamble turn. Let's escape plan and see. Oh, escape plan hit nothing. We don't have a lethal here, right? No. Alright, Piercing Wheel, I really don't want to play. Next turn I have only blocks. So if I can somehow kill the test subject right now, it's okay. Why do I keep calling this test subject? The minion here. Let's see if we can have a lethal here. We can also consider a tap potion now, but maybe we save a tap potion for test subject. Yeah, there's no way we can kill here. So either we just play Piercing Wheel, and we accept that we will not have Piercing Wheel for the Queen. But I get to Phantom Knives to get another dexterity. So I think we just Piercing Wheel. Do I play Phantom Knives? Do I want to save 9 HP? I kind of want to save 9 HP, not gonna lie. I think there's a world where this fight goes wrong if I don't Phantom Knives here. I redraw the Phantom Knives when the Queen's hitting me for like 50. Then everything is terrible, right? It's very unlikely to kill here with attack potion. This is like 22, 44. I need that attack potion to do like 11. Maybe that actually happens. This can also be like dash. Alright, not sure if that deals. That does not do 11. So I cannot kill here. Let's neutralize the queen on. Ow. We can anticipate dodge and roll. Then we have dodge and roll for next turn. But you see, I cannot spend my energy with the bound. That's what I was talking about. Good thing burst still works. I don't think I care about leg sweep. It's gonna be weakened for long enough. Let's go. Cloak and dagger from maximum damage. Alright, so it's gonna be dead next turn. I will put flower on too. Alright, the first phase of test subtract could be a problem. I don't think so though with this draw. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, so here I don't even want to kill. I want to stall for one more turn to see if I can draw more powers. Here I drew a power. Too bad I did not draw an attack, but it is what it is. We do need to kill here. Alright. I think we are probably good from this point. We have the 2 additional dexterity thanks to Belt Buckle. And we can keep the enemy weakened at all times. Poison will just go in and do the work. Don't need to gamble yet. Gamble will just be gamble for piercing will, in case we don't draw it, but we do draw it. Can we block 48? Yeah, not really, right? The door maker should be pretty easy as well, with the dexterity. We just play like the notcher sweeps and we just sit there and block. Should not be a big problem. And with the door maker, you can actually like exhaust all your garbage attacks, and then you're actually able to draw your blocks every single turn. So I think door maker is also really easy. The queen was definitely the hardest one, just because we have no card draw. But yeah, one thing that could be weird with test subtract is that it's intangible. So if your deck relies on burst damage a lot, and with no consistent way to line them up, you can actually get owned by the intangible. But our deck, we just have fumes. So it's like fine, right? We just sit here. Stack poison. We could gamble here. We probably don't want to gamble, even though I'm taking some amount of damage. I'll just say gamble for like the oh shit moment. We draw like no block card and 5 burns, right? Yeah, maybe next turn we gamble. Maybe. Yeah, maybe we gamble here. This draw is pretty bad. Much better. Oh, next turn, if we draw 5 burns, we will die. So it's not even completely risk-free. Oh, good thing we did not draw 5 burns. I don't think it was that likely to happen. There's a lot of blocks here, but it's a non-zero chance. And we are out of here. Sozu is a really bad relic. I mean, if we had any potions prepared for the R3 bosses, it would not be nearly as bad. If you see this screen, you should never click Sozu. The other 2 relic are free wins. And usually Sozu is gonna be the worst option out of the 3, no matter what the other 2 options are. So for this round, we had to like potion against the Act 3 boss. That's like immediately -1 pot. And if you have potion prepared for Act 3, usually it's gonna be way easier than what happened here. Sozu also really bad with a deck that cannot draw cards. And for the longest time, we cannot draw cards. So there's no bailout. But thankfully, we're able to get a lot of relics to help solve that problem. Yeah, Rainbow Ring, pretty good scaling. We never saw like any footwork. Another thing, we never saw Wele Plants. Wele Plants is another very, very strong thing to see on the Silent. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this over-explained Silent run. What do you usually struggle the most on the Silent? Let me know in the comment section. Press the like button if this has helped you learn how to play the Silent, and subscribe for more Slay the Spire 2 strategy content. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.